Hey guys, Daidelos here, and today I want to share with you my build called Voltaxic Poisonous Quills. I think it will satisfy all Voltaxic and Chaos lovers in Path of Exile. I'll try to keep it short with only the most necessary information, while you can find more details in my forum thread I will link in the description. This is basically a Barrage build, and new threshold jeweled Volley Fire is what made it so potent. Each Volley Fire jewel will add 4 projectiles, so with 3 of them we are looking at 16 projectiles per attack. Not only that, but projectiles from Volley Fire will make Barrage an area attack, making it similar to Split Arrow. Keep in mind you can control the spread depending on how far your mouse cursor is, so if you fire close to your character the spread will be greater. I started this build with Chain, and while amazing, I wanted to squeeze one more damage support gem into the build, so I decided to use Rigwald's Quills for free fork without any drawbacks. This enables me to use 5 pure damage support gems, so I have decided to buff chaos damage as much as I could and use poison gem on top of it for huge double dipping. Mana is really not an issue, Barrage is cheap, and supports we are using have lower multipliers than something like GMP and Chain, and new mana leech nodes are now for all attacks, not only physical. Life leech is what makes this build so tanky. Hungry Abyss jewel will transform all leech into chaos leech, so running Blood Rage feels great now. We have 1.4% leech from the tree and 1.4 from the belt, giving us constant 2% life leech. Atziri's Promise will put 2% more on top of it. And now the most interesting part. Hungry Abyss will transform Leech from Vessel of Vinktar into instant 30% Chaos Leech, and Chaos is all of our damage, so this is just insane. With all flasks up, we are looking at 34% Life Leech from all of our damage. This is where the Retch belt comes into play. It has a stat giving us 200% of Life Leech applies to enemies as damage, so we are looking at 68% more multiplier, giving us huge burst for bosses. Vessel of Vinktar will also shock nearby monsters, so bosses are going to be shocked 100% of the time, which is really hard to do normally. So those are the basics of the build. You will need Voltaxic, Rigwald Quills, 3 Volley Fire jewels, Hungry Abyss jewel, Vessel of Vinktar flask, 1 shock immunity flask, and 5 corrupted items for Hungry Abyss to start working. Keep in mind that gearing can take time, because we need to cover the rest of our stats we are missing, such as intelligence, life, resistances and evasion. So, few tips on flask usage. Vessel of Vinktar will shock both you and nearby monsters, so if you want to play safe you need shock immunity. This can be done with Fairgrace Helm or by simply using a long-lasting flask with shock immunity. Keep in mind you should use shock immunity flask before Vessel of Vinktar, because otherwise shock will be removed from monsters too. Also, if you pop your Vinktar flask at the end of shock immunity flask, you will stay unshocked through whole Vessel of Vinktar duration, so you are not in rush to use them simultaneously. Let me show the way I buzz bosses now. Activate Val Grace or Val Haste if you like, pop shock immunity flask, Atziri's Promise and Vessel of Vinktar while moving towards the boss. Go in range for the boss to become shocked, shoot several barrages depending on how safe you are, and move away, leaving the boss to die from poison. If he's a bit tankier, look for the window to repeat the same action again. Let me show you my gear real quick. Beside required pieces, gear to your liking, you can use rare chest so it's easier to cap resistances. Rat's Nest is not mandatory, but I find it great for my fast mobile playstyle. Additional arrow from Rigwald's Quills is not adding that much, I was just really lucky with corrupting my items. Also, +1 curse is not mandatory, it was just my lucky day. You can play just fine with 1 curse. And now the passive tree. Try to pick chaos and projectile nodes instead of elemental, because those would boost both raw damage and poison damage. Take all the life you can reach. Keep in mind that you need 50 dexterity in medium range around 3 sockets. Take some bow crit, because why not, and that's about it. I hope you enjoyed it and that you'll give this build a try if you're a Voltaxic lover. If you have any suggestion or comment about it, leave a comment here or on the forum thread link below. Have a nice day, bye!